Good morning. Today I am starting off with a glass of some bone broth. I made it a little bit too hot, so I'm kind of just like waiting for it to cool. This has so many nutrients in it and is super good for your body. Yes, it's ending my fast, but I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm just trying to get back into carnivore, so as soon as I'm feeling hungry, I'm eating and enjoying the food that we make. I have been having a little bit of vegetables, but mostly just trying to see what affects me. I was super affected last week, and I think that it was from broccoli. I woke up and I was so incredibly bloated. But since then, yesterday I had some Brussels sprouts and some onions, and today I feel totally fine. After I ate them, I felt totally fine. So those might be something that I can include in my diet every once in a while when I feel like it. Anyways, while I'm waiting for this to cool today, I wanted to show you what supplements I take in a day. So I think actually pretty much all of my supplements I have to take with food, except for my vitamin D. So I'm gonna take that now. I have been forgetting to take it in the morning, but since it's on my mind to take supplements, that's what reminded me. But usually I end up taking it at night just because I forget. But I feel like taking vitamin D is definitely better to do in the morning if you remember to do it, just because it's supposed to help give you that energy. And you don't necessarily want extra energy in the PM, you want that in the day. So I take this Sunny Skies vitamin D drops, and it is 1 drop equals
2000 IU.
Does it? Because it says serving per bottle.
It says right on the front.
Oh yeah. Provides 2000 IU of active vitamin D3 per drop. So I use 3 drops of these a day. We found them on Amazon. During the winter time, sometimes I take a couple more, but it is starting to get sunny, so I only use 3. Now, if you're a purist carnivore, you're not really supposed to be having a lot of seasonings, but this is seasoned to the max. And honestly, bone broth to me just tastes a lot better with a lot of seasonings. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy this. See you guys a little bit later. All right, so I just finished having the bone broth. Bone broth in itself, like I said before, is super good for you. If you want to go carnivore, the best way to think about it is doing a nose to tail. So eating every part of the animal, and part of that includes the bones. So that's what I did this morning. I ended up having about 1.5 cups because I accidentally put a little bit extra in the pot, which is fine because we need to eat it quickly. So this morning, what I'm gonna have is some eggs over a sausage patty. I have this Jimmy Dean hot pork sausage, and I'm gonna put some sour cream in between and probably some smoked salt. Voila. Breakfast is served. Kind of lunch because it is nearly noon. But you might see this as sort of a trend. I feel like meat is a really important part of having nutrition in your body and getting it naturally, I think, is kind of the best way to get it. But I'll also show you the supplements that I take throughout the day. First, let's eat some food. Now that my food has settled in, I'm gonna go ahead and take my vitamins. So I take this Baby and Me by Mega Food. It's Baby and Me 2 Prenatal Multi for mom and developing baby. It is one of the only ones that we could find that had this specific B, I believe it was a B12. It's a specific one that's, if you're like dealing with a lot of depression and stuff like that, it's something that you can try to see if that kind of helps. I saw a video on it by Dr. Berg. So it's B12 as, oh my gosh, I'm gonna spell it out for you because I have no idea how to say this. After I have my first meal, I take one of these, but if I am, come on, light. If I'm fasting longer in the day, I won't take this until the PM because this has to be taken with food according to the package. The next thing that I take is this ancestral supplement. It's grass-fed beef organs. A huge part of being carnivore is that you really need to have organs in your diet like daily, and we don't have them daily. So if you're not, highly recommend having these. You need to take apparently 6 capsules a day, which I only do 3 capsules a day, but I'm gonna do 2 for the morning. I believe it's Paul Saladino that owns the company, and we heard talk about it, and he says that especially liver can give you a lot of energy, so I like to do these earlier in the day. I don't think that you have to take them with food. In fact, I think that I've taken them on an empty stomach a number of times, and they haven't made me feel any type of way, but let me just double check. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about needing to eat with stuff. And the last thing that I just started taking within the last month or 2 is this Baby and Me 2, also by Mega Food, prenatal probiotic and prebiotic. And it supports the health of pregnant mother and developing baby. It has 14 probiotic strains, and it also recommends you have it with food. So I don't take this until I eat. I'm just gonna take one right now. This you have to store in the fridge, but it looks like this. My doctor recommended to kind of help with some of the symptoms that I've been having since taking out my IUD. And that is the first round of supplements. Time to start getting ready. Finished making myself an iced latte with some collagen powder. Collagen is a really great supplement to take, but you can also put it in coffee. Super important for growing your nails, growing your hair. all those kinds of things. So you want to try to get it from a good source. If you get cows that aren't from a great source, they can tend to have a higher amount of like the not great stuff in them. So like any antibiotics that they were given, if they were wheat fed versus grass fed, those things are pretty important. So we get a grass fed pasture raised brand, and I am going to enjoy that while I do my makeup. So I'm not necessarily hungry, which is not the reason that I made this. Like, I didn't make this to curb a hunger or anything like that. I just wanted to treat myself to a nice drink. I haven't had a latte in a while, so I just thought it would be nice to add some collagen in there. If you noticed, I did add in the collagen to the espresso, so the espresso was hot, and I just felt like it would help with dissolving the collagen. And then added in my ice and coconut milk afterwards. I have mentioned before that coconuts are lower in toxicity, so that is why I sometimes include coconut milk into things and coconut flakes into like my yogurt as a little topper. It's not something that's necessary in being carnivore, it's just kind of like a nice addition to things to switch it up. Technically, coffee is not one of the things that's recommended, but we do try to stick to having organic coffee most of the time. You know, if we go get Starbucks, then obviously we can't control what they're giving us, but we do try to get high quality coffee at home, so that's what we're drinking more regularly. And yeah, I don't know, I just feel like not bothered by including it in my diet. I know some people really like to be super hardcore clean, and it's just one of those things that I enjoy. And if I'm going to be carnivore long term, I'd like to have some, you know, things that are just like for my enjoyment. Most of being carnivore is about like healing your body, and if that's something that you're trying to do, considering not having coffee in it is probably a good option. And then maybe see how you feel when and if you add it back in. Obviously, it's your body, and you can decide what type of carnivore you want to be. You know, do you want to be super clean, like a purist about it? I know there's people out there that have been doing that for years and years and years, and that just like totally works for them. They've healed their body with doing that, and that's awesome. I did sort of try carnivore because for two reasons. Partly I started doing it because I was waking up on keto, waking up feeling bloated every single day, and I was like, I'm doing everything right. I'm only eating meat and vegetables. Like, I really shouldn't be bothered. Like, everything that I'm having is really clean, really healthy, and I just felt pretty bad every day. I also didn't have a whole lot of energy on some days when I was working out super, super hard. And then days where I didn't work out super hard, I felt pretty dang good, which, according to Mark Sisson, that's kind of like the benefit is finding out how little food you can eat that will sustain your body properly, because you're not necessarily supposed to work out to the extreme. Like, that's really hard on your body, but you should be able to work out a little bit. It's good for your body to move, and it helps your body function well. It helps with like depression. Exercising is just like really, really good for you. And if you think about it, every generation before these generations like moved their body so much more. They walked places, they gathered food, they hunted. Yeah, it's just good to move our bodies more than I think a lot of us are doing. I'm gonna continue getting ready for the day and take you along for the rest of it. At least for the rest of the supplements that I take. Ooh, that flew right into my eye. We just ate dinner, so I'm gonna take my evening pills. So I'm gonna take the last one of these that I didn't have earlier. So I take one of those. I also take zinc, which we keep in these bottles. Got them from IKEA, these little containers. And I also take quercetin, which helps you better absorb zinc. That's just to keep away any bugs that might be out there. So if like we pass somebody that has a cold, hopefully this is gonna help me kick it super fast and boost my immune system. And then I'm taking another one of these prenatal multivitamins. And another one of the probiotic prebiotic. And that is all the supplements that I have in a day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And hope to see you guys next time. Bye!